like that. And then just one for Chael. Hey, Chael.
Hello.
Hey. Last week there was supposed to be a press conference in L.A. with you and Wanderlei. He was not able to get on the plane and come out to L.A. Was there some concern for you that it's 2 weeks before the fight and he wasn't able to come to the States for a promotional thing?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he's 0 for 2. There's only one trip left, which is the fight. I trust that he'll make it, but I can't deny that he didn't come. I was on my way to the airport. I had my bag packed. I was literally in the car and hit a U-turn. So, yeah, man, I think there's some obligation when you're on top of the bill, but it is a long trip. It is a long trip for a press conference to have to sit there and be treated like a fool. So, I understood that part of it too.
Thank you, guys.
Next question comes from the line of Steve Joan, MMA Mania. Your line is live.
Thank you, operator. I'd like to start with Chael. After a multi-year build going all the way back to the Ultimate Fighter Brazil Season 3, how satisfying is it that this fight's finally taking place in a little under 2 weeks?
Man, it's the only fight I've wanted for the longest time, and it doesn't just go back those 4 years. That's when I finally had a signed contract to compete with Wanderlei. But I've been wanting to fight Wanderlei since he was in Pride. I've been wanting to fight Wanderlei before, while I was still fighting down at the dog park in front of my mom and dad and aunt and uncle, and nobody else was there. And I'm watching this guy on TV. I've just always wanted to fight Wanderlei Silva. I've been poking my finger in his chest before anybody else had. Wanderlei went through a very long period of his career where he was the scariest guy out there. Nobody ever called out Wanderlei. I was calling him out back then. I was calling him out back when it was unfashionable. So yeah, to finally get the match, man, it's the only match that I want. I love to participate in this sport, and I'll go out and compete with anybody, but they're not always ones you want to. Sometimes they're just the match that you have in front of you. I want to fight Wanderlei.
Fair enough. And to Wanderlei on that same question, he said there's nobody he wants to fight more than you. So how are you feeling now that you finally get to fight him after all this time?
First thing I want to say thanks to Scott to make this fight happen, because after what this guy is doing for me here in Brazil, I wanted to beat him so bad. And I don't know why. No, he do a lot of bad things behind the scenes over here in the program. And I can't give for him what he deserves. But, man, in 10 days, count 9, 8, the Silva gonna catch you, motherfucker.
All right. Well, thank you both, gentlemen. I'll let the next caller get on.
Next question comes from the line of Steven Morocco, MMA Junkie. Your line is live.
Hey, Wanderlei. I just wanted to follow up on an earlier question. How is your health right now? It said we were told this past week that you didn't make because you weren't feeling good. How is your health right now, and do you think you're going to be fine by the time fight time arrives?
The truth. I no go to the press conference because I don't want to do what Cyborg do if that girl can talk shit about her. No, when I saw Chael, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. No, I'm professional, but this guy's crossed the line with me and play with the wrong guy.
So it had nothing to do with your health?
No, little bit. But man, for me, when I saw Chael in the same room, it's better we have security because something's gonna happen.
Okay, and then to follow up on something that Scott said earlier, have you been drug tested at this point, and did you pay for it, or are you going to pay for it?
You can repeat for me?
Yeah. Scott said that he believed you might have been drug tested. Both you and Chael might have been drug tested by the commission. I wanted to see if that was the case, if that was true.
100%.
So you've been drug tested?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you train in Brazil for this fight rather than the U.S.?
Because Brazil is my country. I love my country, and I'm back to living here because I have some problems with you guys, and after this, I'm back to my house.
Do you just generally feel more comfortable training in Brazil than at your gym in Las Vegas? No,
yeah, because I moved. I'm back to I'm back to Brazil because here I have my family. I have a really good team over here, and here is better for me. Come.
Gotcha. How long did it take you to recover from the surgeries that you had after your accident?
I'm 200%. Supposedly I'm gonna fight in December, but December is too early. But right now, like I trained for this fight for 8 months, and I'm really ready to make a really good show for my fans.
And do you have any intention in fighting in Japan after this fight?
Now I make one fight each time. I have some guy to beat right now. After this guy, we're gonna check what's gonna happen.
Your next question comes from the line of Jack Encarnacchio from the Boston Herald. Your line is live.
Thank you. First question is for Wanderlei. Wanderlei, you've talked about how if they put you next to Chael Sonnen, you might attack him because of how mad he makes you. What about fight weekend? When you get to New York, are you going to try to stay away from him the whole time? What if you guys meet each other before the fight?
Yeah. I'm professional, and I hope I saw him just inside the cage.
You had said earlier when you were asked why you started training in Brazil for this fight that part of it was problems that you were having with us. I imagine you mean in the United States. What were the problems that you went to Brazil to get away from?
Yeah, no, I have some problems because some guys don't treat me very well. I have some problems with because the rules are different here in the U.S. No, in the U.S. you can talk what you want, nobody gonna do nothing. But here in Brazil it's different, And some guys, couple guys disrespect me in the street, and I talked to my wife to back to Brazil because I don't accept that to nobody.
Okay. What is it about Chael Sonnen that makes you want to attack him when you see him? What is it about him?
He know what he's doing over here. He know what he deserves. He know I'm right and he's wrong. He did a lot of bad things for me here, and now it's time to pay back.
I'll go to Chael now. Chael, what do you make of why Wanderlei is so aggressive towards you? You were on the set with him. What would you say?
He can be right and I can be wrong. He wants to make a case about this. He can have it. I can see it. I don't give a damn anyway. I don't like Wanderlei Silva. Everybody listening to this, everybody that's going to be watching this, has somebody in the office that if they could take him outside and get in a fight with him, they would. Everybody on the job site has somebody there that if they could fight, they would. I happen to be in an industry where we can. I don't like him and he doesn't like me. I don't see what the difference is. A moment ago, he was giving me a countdown from 10, 9, 8. I imagine he was going to get to 0. He got to 8 and stopped, which was good, which was a little further than I thought that he would get. I don't care anyway. He's making it like he's right and I'm wrong. Be right. I'll be wrong. What's the goddamn difference? Let's just fight on June 24th. How about that?
Chael, on the MMA Hour, Wanderlei had said that in the Tito fight, you, quote, looked like a kid. Imagine commenting on how you looked size-wise next to Tito. What of that? What would you say of that and the condition you'll be coming into the fight in?
Yeah, I can tell you as far as size goes, man, I've never got into the scale. They didn't used to have that. The guys I looked up to, the Randy Coutures and the Dan Hendersons of the world, man, those guys were always smaller. I have pushed people Wanderlei's size out of the way looking for somebody to fight.
Anything you would say about the Tito fight in terms of the condition you came in? It was over very quickly.
Yeah, Tito sucks. I just sucked even worse. That's what happened. I don't have an excuse for it. Listen, if you beat the champion, you leave there the champion. I lost to the worst guy in the sport. That makes me the worst guy in the sport. That doesn't sit very well. I made some changes. I can't accept that. I don't want to accept that. I can't go back. I can't run it back. There was nothing I can do. Tito and I are now 1-1. That's not a good fit. Nobody loses to Tito Ortiz. The guy's so bad, he quit the sport 1 second after the fight. I understand what happened. I wouldn't try to run that back and act like it didn't. It did. I've made some changes. I'm here to fight. I've had bad days before, and I've turned them into good days. That's the way that it goes. The term fighter became corrupted somewhere over my lifetime. The word fighter used to mean you get up when the chips are down. You push forward when you're hurt and you don't feel like it, when your heart's out there, when you're not feeling good and when it's not easy. That's what a fighter does, and that's what it used to mean. Somewhere over time, that term's become corrupted, and I know people that understand aggression. They know how to attack somebody that doesn't know how to attack back. That's not fighting. I'm a fighter. I get up when I don't feel like it. I don't cry in my beer. The world's a big place, and I don't get stuck in the cracks. And on June 24th at 7 p.m., 10 in the East, and only on pay-per-view, Chael Sonnen Promotions, in conjunction with Bellator MMA, are going to bring you the grudge match of a lifetime. And I will leave you with one final thought. Wanderlei Silva, you attacked me. That happened. If you attack me, I'm going to do some very bad things to you within the rules. If you attack me in front of my wife, there are no rules.